Right, so we are talking about the ethical requirements for a chartered accountant, the fundamental principles to be followed by a professional accountant. What are those fundamental principles? Integrity, objectivity, professional competence and due care, confidentiality, and the professional behavior. Which two have we finished discussing? Integrity and the objectivity, right? Integrity means he has to be straightforward and honest, and truthfulness and fair dealing. Right? Should not give recklessly, provide any information or omit any information which is required to be given, or give any information which is materially false or which is misleading statement. Right? Then objectivity, not to compromise on the objectivity, not to be biased, not to have influence of others, undue influence of others, or any conflict of interest or so, right? That is objectivity. Then coming to the third one, professional competence and due care. Right? Third ethical requirement for a chartered accountant. What is the third ethical requirement for a chartered accountant? Professional competence and due care. Okay. Professional competence and due care. That is the next ethical requirement for the chartered accountant. What is the ethical requirement? Professional competence and due care. Professional competence means that technically he should be very sharp. Technically he should be having he should attain and he should maintain the knowledge. He should attain and he should maintain the knowledge. Like, today I told you about the auditing standards on auditing. But in 1980s, when ICAI issued the standards, they were called as the SAP, Statements on Auditing Practices. Then after that, they were renamed to be called as the AAS, the Auditing and Assurance Standard. And now they have been renamed as the Engagement and Quality Control Standards, under which you have the standards on auditing. Are you understanding that? Originally, when Institute issued standards, that time they were called as the Statements on Auditing Practices. Then they were renamed to be called as the Auditing and Assurance Standards. So when I had written my exams, that time what we studied? AAS. That time there was nothing called as SA. That time there was AAS. But today what is there? Today there is SA. Right? So today if an auditor has to do an audit of a company, can he say, no, when I studied audit, that time it was AAS, so I don't know SA. No, you have to attain and you have to maintain your knowledge as per the current requirement. Like say when you qualified as a chartered accountant, that time Companies Act 1956 was applicable. Okay, then that new law came over there, Companies Act 2013. So now can you say, no. When I did my CA, that time it was 1956 law, so I don't know anything about the 2013 law. Or when you did your, CA, that time you study regarding excise, customs and service tax. And now say there is GST provisions which are applicable, right? Say in the future, right now you are studying income tax. I'm just creating a possibility, not that it will happen for true. Right now we are studying income tax. Say, so later on something comes like called as the expense tax. Can't happen. But no, like it's called expense tax, not GST. I'm just telling as a possibility. I mean, creativity, you should think, creatively. Why only income tax? There can be expense tax also, no? No, but expense tax, the word is catchy, when you call it as expense tax. So anyways, the point is, should you be updated? Let there be asset tax, liability tax, income tax, expense tax, whichever tax. Will you have to be updated regarding the developments in the profession? Yes, you have to be updated. So one, you need to attain and then you need to maintain the knowledge. That is, technically you should be abreast with the developments in the profession. Right? You should be aware, like earlier what it was, AS. Now what is applicable to the companies is Ind AS. To some companies what is applicable? IFRS. So as an auditor, US GAAP is applicable. So as an auditor, should he have knowledge of Ind AS? Yes. Should he have knowledge of IFRS? Yes. So technically the chartered accountant should be sharp. That is professional competence. And next one, due care. That is, he should perform his work with reasonable care and skill. Right? The auditor, he should perform his work with reasonable care and skill. That is, technically he should be strong, and work-wise also he should be good in his work. Technically, the chartered accountant should be strong. That is professional competence. And he should do his work with reasonable care and skill. That is the due care. He should exercise adequate skill and care in the performance of his duties. You understand what CA did? He said that every year so boring, every year check inventory, so boring. He said, I am doing the audit of the company for last 3 years. So 23 I checked inventory, 24 I checked inventory. He says, this year I don't feel like checking inventory, this year I will not check inventory, but last 2 year inventory was okay, so this year also I will assume it will be okay only. Are you exercising due care in the conduct of your duties? No, you are not exercising the due care in the conduct of your duties. You need to exercise reasonable care and skill. See, it's a skill. Like, you know, when you know, see, you have to check cash in bank. Immediately what came to our mind? We should check the bank reconciliation statement. Like, see, you have to check inventory. Immediately what comes to your mind? You should understand the production process of the company. So that's your skill, no? You say that you want to check the taxation. So immediately you come to know what are the provisions of income tax law and the GST law. Right? So what is that? The reasonable care and skill. Okay, where which audit procedure to be applied. Even that requires the skill of the auditor. If you apply the wrong audit procedure, you will end up doing the wrong audit. You understand, no? If you apply the wrong audit procedure, you will end up doing the wrong audit. So that is why it says you have to exercise the reasonable care and skill. It is your ethical requirement. It is not out of your wish or desire or something which is optional for you. It is the ethical requirement that you have to maintain integrity. You have to maintain the objectivity. You need to have the professional competence and you need to exercise the due care. Are you understanding this, everyone? Professional competence. It requires that auditor attains and maintains. Attain means first you get it, if you never had that knowledge before. And if you have it, then you keep it updated. Attains and maintains professional knowledge and skill at the level required to render the competent professional service based on the current technical and professional standards and legislation. So you cannot say that when I cleared my exams, that time it was 1956 law. Today, what is the law? Companies Act 2013. So should you be knowing the current law? Yes, you have to be knowing the current technical and professional standards. Like say few years back, there was no auditing standard called as SA 701. There is one of the auditing standard called as SA 701. Few years back, the standard was not there. So again, can you say that I don't know the standard because when I wrote my exams, the standard was never there? No, you have to be updated with the current technical professional standards, legislation, and also, so this is the first part, professional competence. Are you with me? What is professional competence? The yellow color. What is the yellow color? It requires that auditor attains and maintains the professional knowledge and skill at the level required to render the competent professional services based on the current technical and professional standards and legislation. And what is the second part over there? Due care. What does it say for due care? Also to act diligently. Diligently means to act carefully in professional standards, and diligence includes responsibility to act carefully, thoroughly, and on a timely basis in accordance with the requirements of an assignment. Right? So two parts. Yes, no talking in the class. Yes, two parts over here, professional competence and the due care. So professional competence is talking about whether technically you are strong, and due care is talking about whether work-wise are you doing a good work. Right? Work-wise, are you doing a good work? Are you exercising reasonable care and skill in the performance of your duties? Are you understanding that? Okay. Right. This, the moment, again you will start talking. Please don't talk. Okay. Right. Next one. Next ethical requirement of the chartered accountant is regarding the confidentiality. Confidentiality during the course of audit. Like say, let's take an example. Which is the year and date? 31st March 2025. What did I say? When is the board meeting of the company? 25th of April 2025. That day the board meeting will take place, financial statements will be approved, auditor will sign the audit report, company's results will be declared on the stock exchanges. Okay, but now, so on 25th April the results will be declared on the stock exchanges. Say, let me take it as an example. Okay, today is 24th of April 2025. That today is 24th of April, and now today do I have the profit figure in front of my eyes which the company is tomorrow going to declare on the stock exchange? Today, do I have the profit figure in front of my eyes, which the company is tomorrow going to declare on the stock exchange? Yes, I have it in front of my eyes. And these financial analysts, they keep on developing a forecast regarding what could be the profit of the company or what could be the results of the company. So say the anticipation in the market is going on that the company will declare a profit of 2,000 crore. That the company will announce or declare a profit of, show a profit of 2,000 crore. Whereas as per the financial statements, actually they have made a profit of 5,500 crore. And that the moment this information is given to the moment these results are declared on the stock exchanges, the share price will shoot up. Because the performance is much better than what was expected. The performance is much better than what was expected. So what you do, you call all your uncles and aunties, all your relatives, and tell everybody, Arey, I am giving you a tip, you do intraday trading tomorrow on this particular company share. You will make good profits, double money guaranteed, double money guaranteed. Now, you are given access to the profits of the company, the profit and loss account of the company, in order to enable the conduct of the audit, in order to express an opinion. You are given access to the confidential information. And yes, this is a type of an insider trading which you are doing in that case. So now, can you disclose the confidential information of your client? Like say there is a secret production process which the company has. They have a patent over that product. They don't want the competitors to know how much is their gross margin or what is their product mix or so. And what you do, you are an auditor. And now, I am an auditor of TCS, in a Tata Consultancy Services example. Can I also be appointed as an auditor of Infosys? Yes. Can I also be appointed as an auditor of Infosys? Yes. Can I also be appointed for Wipro? Yes. For Cognizant? Yes. For Accenture? Yes. So many software companies. Can they have the same auditor? Yes. So all the competitors, can they be audited by the same firm? Like say Vodafone is audited by CS Sparkle. Say even Jio is audited by the Sparkle, and also say the Airtel is audited by the same auditor. So competitors are being audited by the same auditor. So can auditor give information of one competitor to another competitor and all of that? Not at all. You have to maintain the confidentiality. Not to disclose the secrets of the client. Okay, now what happened? When you were doing the audit, you came to know that in this company, there is a fraud of 20 crore which has happened. Now you are doing the audit, and while doing audit, you came to know, where we have a separate chapter also later on talking about fraud. But right now, you come to know that there is a fraud of 20 crore which has happened. Now what you say? Shh, 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 shh. Confidentiality, don't tell anybody, don't tell anybody, don't tell anybody. Why? Confidentiality. Arre. No. In that case, do you need to maintain confidentiality? No, in that case, you have to tell it. Right, so not to disclose the secrets of the client. But when can I disclose the secrets of the client? When it is required by law. Like, so if a fraud has taken place now in company law, there is a requirement that you have to report it to the central government. Right, so is it required by law? Yes. Or say you are doing the audit of Growth Limited. Yes, listen to me carefully. You are doing the audit of Growth Limited, you are CS Sparkle. Okay, and now there are the bankers of Growth Limited. There are the bankers of the Growth Limited. Okay, this Growth Limited has approached the bankers that please give us a loan of 200 crore. Bank is in a dilemma whether we should give Growth Limited a loan of 200 crore or not. Are you understanding that? So what bank does? It contacts the chartered accountants of Growth Limited and says, auditor, what is your opinion? They are every day coming to our bank and telling, give loan of 200 crore, give loan of 200 crore. So auditor, you are doing their audit. So can you tell us regarding whether we should give them the loan or not? Now, bankers are asking for information from the auditors. Can the auditor directly provide the information to the bankers? No. He needs to first take the permission of the client. Okay, bank, company, your bankers are coming to me and they are asking me some information regarding you. Should I provide it to the bank? Client says, okay, provide it to the bank, because without that they will not give us the loan. And then you provide it to the bank. Will that be allowed? Then it will be allowed to be given. So when you are required to breach confidentiality, one, when it is required by law, or second, when you have taken the consent of the client, permission, consent, whatever you call it. Apart from these two situations, in no other situation you can breach confidentiality. You understand? Not to disclose the secrets of the client. That is the thumb rule. But when can I disclose the secrets of the client? When it is required by law, like fraud has happened. So by law, I am required to report it to the central government. So it's a requirement of law. Or I have taken the prior consent of the client. So banker is asking me for certain information. What I did, I asked the client only, okay, client, your bank is asking me for this information. Should I provide it to them? Client said, yes, you give it to the bankers. So then you give it to the bankers. Are you understanding that? In that case, can you give the information? Yes, you can give the information. Otherwise, can you do insider trading? No, you cannot disclose. Yes, what you say, it's to disclose the secrets of the client. So that's an ethical requirement of the confidentiality. Are you understanding that? Yes. And the last ethical requirement for a chartered accountant is what? To maintain the professional behavior, right? What is the last ethical requirement for the chartered accountant? To maintain the professional behavior. Okay. So again, first year articles. You know, first year articles are so entertaining. You understand, no, absolutely naive about the nuances of the practical or the business world or everything, just out of school from water bottle and lunches and tiffin boxes, and then just did some 11th, 12th in COVID time, so everything online studied, and then after that did foundation and inter, and then after that, you know, now joined an office in a big cyber park or a cyber hub, okay, like now of 20 floor building over there and 20,000 square feet office, getting lost, not understanding what is happening where and everything, but getting very impressed. So then what happened? Calling all the friends, "Arey, my office, 20,000 square feet, very good AC. You come to my office, okay? You call all your other friends over there. And then after that, what they started, you qualify or as an article. And then you play loud music at the client place or in your office over there. And then you tell, you just tell them that how you are, doing the audit of particular areas and so. What does it say? No. Is your behavior professional? Or say like you are going to office. How you're going to office? You're wearing a t-shirt and the t-shirt has floral prints, red color, blue color, orange color, and then you're wearing a hat, and then wearing the shorts, and then wearing the sneakers over there. Okay, and like this you are entering into the office over there. They say, hey, what is this? Hey, what is this? Where you have come? You understand? No, like I remember, like, even though, if you're wearing a formal shirt, even the buttons which are there on the shirt, they should be circle buttons. Okay, there are some shirts which have the square buttons also. So your partner will point out to you, will pinpoint, have you come to a club or what? What type of the shirt are you wearing? You wear a red and a green or a fluorescent yellow color shirt and go to office one day. So they will say, where you have come? And I think according to me, corporate colors are only three: white, grey and blue. That's it. Right? Light grey, yeah, light grey. Like only these are the corporate colors, right? You call it as the white collar jobs or something like that. You cannot go with a flashing pink or a red or some particular shirt or, yellow color shoes or green color shoes or something like that, as if you are having an airport look and you are going to the office or something like that. No, you carry a music, a loudspeaker, what you say, or some particular boat speaker with you when you go and you go, yo, to the office every day. ये कौन है? ये radio jockey है या ये सी है? Who is this fellow? Is he a radio jockey or is he a chartered accountant or is he a cartoon artist or is he a chartered accountant? You understand, no? Because CA also stands for cartoon artist. Possible. So you have to be very, very careful. Okay, what image are you creating of the profession? What image? First you think about what image are you creating for me about you. You understand now how much you are talking? Right, so anyways, what we are talking about over here, that you should maintain the professional behavior. That is, you should avoid. Avoid means you should refrain from any behavior which might bring the discredit to the profession. Avoid any behavior which might bring the discredit or the disrepute to the profession. Okay, people say, oh, you know, these chartered accountants, they come to office in red and yellow color shirts and everything. They play music on the loudspeaker and all of that. You're bringing discredit to the profession. Right? You're bringing the discredit to the profession. Are you understanding that? Right? So professional behavior. Avoid any behavior which would bring the discredit to the profession. So what is confidentiality? Requires the auditor to respect the confidentiality of the information acquired as a result of professional or business relationship. And professional behavior, it requires an auditor to comply with the relevant laws and regulations and avoid means refrain, any conduct which he knows or should know might bring the discredit to the profession, right? Which he knows or should know. He says, I never knew that I cannot wear a yellow color shirt to office. It says you should know this. Right, so should know, or he knows or should know, which might bring the discredit to the profession. Right, is it clear to all of you the ethical requirements for a chartered accountant? What are the ethical requirements, everyone? Integrity, objectivity, professional competence and due care, confidentiality and the professional behavior, right? And the professional behavior. What was I discussing with you? I was discussing with you SA 200 ethical requirements including the independence, right? This is the heading that we prepared, no? Ethical requirements including the independence. So right now what I have finished discussing with you is the ethical requirements. Now we talk about the independence of the auditor. Is it clear? So first we'll just have a brief discussion regarding independence and then a detailed discussion regarding the independence of the auditor. Okay, now independence of the auditor. Okay, independence of the auditor. Okay, right. So now, right, independence of the auditor. So, yes, all of you listening to me, right? On 15th of August, what happened or what happens every year on 15th August, we have an Independence Day, national holiday. So we say that day our country became independent. Independent means what? No Britishers to rule our country. You understand? Nobody to say that you need to levy tax on the salt or, you know, pay so much of the chalan or lagan to the government or something like that. And not to be paid, nothing. We can decide, we have our own constitution and we can decide our own rules, laws, regulations and policies and so. So we became an independent country. Similarly, as an auditor, should you be independent or should you be based on the or affected by the management opinions and management judgment? No, you should not be affected by the management opinion and the judgment. According to you, if this profit of 700 crore, if it is not true and fair, you should not be scared of anybody. You should clearly say that this profit of 700 crore is not true and fair. Is it true and fair? You clearly say it is not true and fair. Are you understanding that? So what is that? That is independence of the auditor. So has auditor taken a decision to report that this is not true and fair? And is this decision, now, if he comes under the pressure of the management says we'll increase your fee from 25 lakh to 1 crore, but you say that this is true and fair, and auditor says true and fair, then in that case, is the auditor independent? No, in that case, the auditor is not independent. Why? Because now he has subordinated his decision making. He's come under the pressure. He's subordinated his decision making to the wishes or directions of another person who might have engaged him or for his own self-interest. What is the self-interest? His audit fee will increase from 25 lakh to 1 crore rupees, or the management has put a lot of pressure on the auditor. And what do you mean by independence of the auditor? Independence implies that the judgment of a person, independence implies that the judgment of a person is not subordinate. It is not subordinate to the wishes or directions of another person, or which might be for his own self-interest. Are you understanding that? What do you mean by independence? Independence implies that the judgment of a person is not subordinate to the, means you are not coming under the pressure of somebody and taking a decision. You understand that? No, is not subordinate to the wishes or directions of another person who might have engaged him, or for his own self-interest. Or for his own self-interest. Okay, right? Later on, we'll more come in detail to company law, but right now I need to explain a particular situation to you. That is why I'm just going to one particular section of the company law. Everybody, please listen to me very, very carefully. In company law, no, we have something called as the qualifications and the disqualifications of the company auditor. Okay, who is qualified to be appointed as an auditor of a company and who is disqualified to be appointed as an auditor of the company, right? So if I as an auditor, if I want to do the audit of Growth Limited, okay, I cannot hold a single equity share of Growth Limited. The partners of my firm, they cannot hold a single equity share of Growth Limited, right? My relatives, they can hold the share up to the face value of rupees 1 lakh. More than 1 lakh, if who comes in the definition of relative and all that, we'll see that in company audit. But I'm just explaining it to you right now. Okay, relative, my relative. So my brother is holding shares of Growth Limited. Can I do the audit of Growth Limited? If my brother is holding shares up to the face value of rupees 1 lakh, I can do the audit of Growth Limited. If he's holding shares of more than 1 lakh, then I cannot do the audit of Growth Limited. Are you understanding that? Okay, right. So company law, what does it say? Yes, company law. What are the disqualifications that they've put? I cannot hold a share. Partners of my firm cannot hold a share. Relative can hold share, but only up to the face value of rupees 1 lakh. But person and partner, zero. Not even a single equity share you can hold. Okay. This is what is the disqualification given under the company law. Okay, you cannot be appointed as an auditor in case if you are holding a share, your partners are holding a share, or relatives are holding share exceeding rupees 1 lakh. Are you able to follow this, everyone? Okay. Now, does the company law say that friend cannot hold the share? Yes, has company law given that friend cannot hold the share? No. So what I do, I tell my friend that you purchase shares of 20,000 shares of Growth Limited. And this 20,000 shares, whatever profit we make, we will do 50-50. In that case, to comply with the requirement of law, am I independent? To comply with the requirement of law, to comply with the requirement of law. As per law, am I independent? To comply. It doesn't look to the world, you know, like, oh yeah, yes, see, the CA is not holding a share. Any partners of his firm are also not holding a share. His relatives are also not holding share more than 1 lakh rupees. So see, such an independent auditor. You say, what independent auditor? Look at his friend holding 20,000 shares. You understand that, right? So independence, what does it say? The independence of the auditor. First part I told you, it implies that the judgment of a person is not subordinate to the wishes or directions of another who might have engaged him, or I told you for his own self-interest. And independence is a condition of mind as well as the personal character. It should not be confused with the superficial and visible standards of independence which are sometimes imposed by law. That means just because you've complied with the requirement of law does not necessarily mean that you are independent. You understand? No, just that because you have complied with the requirement of law, that does not necessarily mean that you are independent. Are you understanding that? It is a condition of mind and personal character. You understand? No. So like if, you know, if I ask you, example, okay, how many hours do you study every day? Okay, so you say, ma'am, I start my day at 5 o'clock in the morning, then I do 21 Surya Namaskaras, and then after that, you know, I will sit for my studies, and then I'll just take so little bit of break, and then I will study till 10 o'clock in the night. So this is what you're telling, and I'm getting very impressed. Arey wah, so good, very good, huh, nice, everything. Okay, so you are telling me, I get up at 5 o'clock, I study till 10 in the night, and so you are telling, and I am, this is what you are telling me, no, so I am believing. Then one day what happened? I happened to meet your parents. So, as such a nice child you have, 21 Surya Namaskara every day doing. Huh, very nice. He said, whose child? Whose child are you talking about? You understand? No, said every day I do 21 Surya Namaskara, then I also, study from 5 o'clock in the morning to 10 o'clock in the night. They say, that is not our child. That is some wrong information you have got over there. Are you understanding that over there? Right. So what does it say? You should not only appear to be, to the world what it looks like you are studying. You say, ma'am, I started studying today at 9 o'clock to 12 o'clock. I did not get up from the place. So, one place you're sitting and continuously looking at the book. So how are you making everybody feel like, oh my God, how much you are studying, all India rank, for sure. The type of an impression you are creating. But you know how much that since morning 9 till 12 o'clock in the afternoon, one page also you have not turned. Just like this. Sleeping, blinking, sleeping, blinking, sleeping. Are you understanding that? So, appear to be, so to everybody, does it appear like you are studying? To everybody, you are so hard-working, 21 Surya Namaskara, studying from 5 to 10. No, so appears to everybody. But in reality, are you studying that much? No. So it says not only appear to be independent, but also be independent. That is independence not only of the mind, but also independence of the appearance. Okay, you should not say that, ma'am, I am studying, ma'am, I am studying now. Looking at you, I should be able to say whether you are studying or not. You don't need to tell me. I should be able to look at you and I can tell your result right now only. Okay, anyways, no problem. Right, so independence of the mind and the independence of the appearance. So the code of ethics requires not only the independence of the mind. So you can't say, yeah, ma'am, I'm independent, ma'am, I'm studying. So that is only study of the mind. In your mind, you are thinking you are studying. But to the world also, to your parents also, does it look like you are studying? So that is study in appearance. Are you understanding? Just as you have study in mind and study in appearance. Sometimes what you think when you study for 2 hours, you think you have done such a great job. So that is as per your mind. But in reality, is that enough? Not at all enough. Right? So that is not study in appearance. Are you understanding that? So similarly over here, auditor is telling, I am independent, I am independent, I am an independent auditor. So this is as per his mind, he is saying that he is independent. It is his condition of mind. But if I ask a third party, okay, do you think this auditor is independent? He said, this auditor, no, his friend is holding 20,000 shares. He's not at all independent. So does he appear to be independent? No, he does not appear to be. Does he be independent? No. What does it say? Mind, independence of mind, and also the independence of the appearance. Right? Not only the independence of the mind, but also what is required is the independence of the appearance. Okay. Right. So independence. And why so much of trust on the audit report? Because independence is the keystone upon which the respect and dignity of the profession has been based. And why there is so much of value for the audit report? Because they know that this auditor is independent. Did you look at the beautiful image over there? Okay, auditor is not becoming a puppet in the hands of anybody. Okay, for they tell auditor, okay, no, you whatever you say, I will issue a report accordingly. No, you should not be subordinate. Right? So strength of individuals to adopt an unbiased view on the matters, undaunted by any favor or frown. Now, you look at the English, no? Favor or frown. That means what? If I give a clean report, true and fair view, everybody will be very happy with me. Or if I say they are not true and fair, then they will not be happy with me. They will not appoint me as an auditor next year. So it says, don't worry. You are not here to make anybody happy or anybody unhappy over here. Whatever is, you have to report the reality. Whatever it is, you have to report the reality. So professional integrity and independence are considered the essential characteristics of all the profession, but more so in the case of the accountancy profession, and only so long as the auditor maintains the high standards of independence and impartiality, the audit reports will continue to be accepted and respected by the business, financial institutions, government and the investors. Right? Only because of the independence. That is why, what did they say? Independence is the keystone upon which the respect and dignity of the profession is based. Why so much of respect for chartered accountant audit report? Why so much of dignity to the CA course over there? It says because they know that this auditor is Independent, because they know that this auditor is independent, and independence is much affected by the state of the profession, ability and willingness to enforce a proper code of ethics, as well as its ability to withstand the pressure. So like management is putting pressure on the auditor, we will increase your fee from 25 lakh to 1 crore. Or auditor, if you report the loss of 1200 crore next year, we will change the auditor of the company. The auditor says, oh, they will not appoint me as an auditor. No, better I say true and fair. No, so don't come under the pressure of the management, right? So ability to withstand the pressure. And independence of auditor must not only exist in fact, but shall also appear to exist to all reasonable person. So you are saying you are independent, but if I ask a third party, is the auditor independent? Then you can say that there is independence not only of the mind, but there is also independence of the appearance. Very simple example for this, what you can keep in mind. Okay, I ask you, are you studying? Yes. I ask your parents, is your child studying? If they also say yes, then that is study of the appearance also. So study of mind and study of appearance. Similarly, we have independence of mind and independence of the appearance. Right? What does it say? Be and appear to be independent. Right? You can just put this content over there. Be and appear to be independent. So not only be, but also appear to be independent. So not only you should tell everybody, you say, ma'am, I'm telling everybody that I'm studying, but nobody is ready to believe me only. Because only as per your mind you're studying. Nobody else thinks like you are studying or something. I hope it's clear to all of you. Independence of mind and independence in appearance. Right? Independence of mind and the independence in the appearance. Right? Independence in the appearance. Okay. What is the definition of independence? Independence implies that the judgment of a person is not subordinate to the wishes or directions of another person who might have engaged him. Do you remember this? Independence implies that the judgment of a person is not a subordinate to the wishes or directions of another person who might have engaged him. Right? So if I come to essay 200, right, over there we have a small discussion of independence. What does it say? Auditor should be independent of the entity, and independence not only of the mind, but also the independence in the appearance. Right? Auditor's independence safeguards the auditor's ability to form an opinion without being affected by influences that might compromise the opinion, and independence enhances the auditor's ability to act with integrity, objectivity, and to maintain an attitude of professional skepticism. Professional skepticism we are yet to discuss, but integrity, objectivity. Say you are not independent as an auditor. Say you are not independent as an auditor. How can you maintain integrity and objectivity in that case? How can you say that yes, chartered accountant is straightforward and honest, he is not compromising? Integrity, objectivity, and independence of the auditor go hand in hand. Are you understanding? They go hand in hand. Only when you are independent, you can comply with the requirement of integrity, objectivity, and the requirement of the professional skepticism. And only when you have integrity, objectivity, professional skepticism, only then you can be considered to be independent. You understand? You are not independent, but you are saying I am a person of integrity. It doesn't match. You understand that? Or you say I am a person of yes, I am not a person of integrity, but I am independent. So it doesn't tally that way. And it doesn't match that way. Okay, right. So that's a brief discussion regarding the ERII. What is ERII? Ethical requirements including independence. So ethical requirements, those being integrity, objectivity, professional competence and due care, confidentiality and the professional behavior, and independence not only of the mind but also the independence of the appearance. That is, decision making is not subordinate to the wishes or directions of another person. Is it clear to all of you? It is not subordinate to the wishes or directions of another person. Are you able to consolidate? Right? You know what is basically what you need to do in a theory subject, no? You should be able to minimize the content. You need to bring it to a miniature form. Like you understand, no, if you see the Delhi metro, it is spread across, they have 7-8 lines over there and such a big infrastructure and hundreds of kilometers over there. But if you see the Delhi metro map, that fits into one particular piece of paper itself. Similarly, now we studied so much of content regarding ethical requirements, including independence. But if I prepare a snapshot of it, then this is the drone, the drone view or the bird's eye view of the same. This is how you should be able to minimize the subject. You should be able to capture the subject. Like, how the photograph, phone, how does it capture a particular image, how it captures the entire content. Similarly, you should be able to capture the content. Only then you'll be able to write in the exams. Okay, right. So what have we discussed so far? Let me first see, because it's day one, I need to hold your hand more carefully and take you through. Right, so what have we discussed so far? One, the breakup of the 100 marks. Right, then after that we talked about the engagement and quality control standards. Then we talked about the financial statements. Then we talked about the definition of audit. Then the concept of true and fair, is it right? Right, then we talked about the overall objectives of the auditor. Right, in the overall objectives we talked about the applicable financial reporting framework. We talked about free from. MT is what? Material. And MS is what? Misstatement. Then we talked about the reasonable assurance. Is it clear to all of you? Reasonable assurance. Then we talked about the term, right? Then we talked about the concept of the inherent limitations of an audit. Then we talked about the advantages of an audit. Right? Then we also talked about the ethical requirements, including the independence. Is it clear to all of you? We talked about the ethical requirements, including the independence. Right? So you should keep on taking a track. What to do? After the class. Give after class. Right, the ethical requirements including the independence. Is it clear to all of you? The ethical requirements including the independence. Okay, so now, yes, right, I just have a video which has been prepared by the team, so you can just have a look at it. I hope the audio comes.
Dear auditor, are these statements reliable? That is what we have to find out during the audit. This is one of the advantage of audit. Who all can use these financial statements? Yes, these can be used by partners or shareholders, bankers, financial institutions, tax authorities, public, and many more aspects. It will be helpful, like to trace out tax liabilities or loans, helps in settlement of trade disputes, settlement of accounts, etc.
Okay, we'll see it one more time so that some of you didn't understand only what is happening. So, yeah, small videos. These
Dear
are
auditor, are these statements reliable? That is what we have to find out during the audit. This is one of the advantage of audit. Who all can use these financial statements? Yes, these can be used by partners or shareholders, bankers, financial institutions, tax authorities, public, and many more aspects. It will be helpful, like to trace out tax liabilities or loans, helps in settlement of trade disputes, settlement of accounts, etc.
Okay, right. So anyways, that is just a moment for me to not speak so that you see the video. Okay, yes. For
qualification of auditor, we had seen that relatives should not hold more than. Is it the cumulative relative holding or
cumulative? Each relative cannot hold 1 lakh. All relative put together cannot hold more than 1 lakh. Yes? No, objectivity is where you are not compromising. You're not coming under the influence of others. You're not biased. You're unbiased. That is objectivity. And independence is where your decision making is not subordinate. So that's why we said, no, it goes hand in hand. If you don't maintain integrity, how can you have objectivity? And if you don't have objectivity, how you can maintain the integrity? That way. Okay, right. So everyone, so yes, so everybody, do you have a control sheet of what we have discussed so far? Everybody, all of you in the class, do you have a control sheet of what we have discussed so far? Right, so now we go to the further discussion over there, which is regarding the qualities of an auditor, right? So very simple discussion over there, which is regarding the qualities of an auditor. Right, so what should be the qualities of an auditor? So one, we talk about certain personal qualities of an auditor. Right, then we talk about the professional qualities of an auditor, right? The personal qualities, then the professional qualities, and then we say that auditor, you should also have certain knowledge. Auditor, you should also have certain knowledge. So now I am discussing with you the next question, which is regarding the qualities of an auditor. What are the qualities of the auditor? He should be having some personal qualities, he should be having some professional qualities, and he should be having some knowledge. These are the qualities of an auditor. Okay. What are the personal qualities that an auditor should be having, right? So Dixie is a very renowned author regarding audit. Okay, so according to the qualities required, he's written a book also regarding the practice manual of auditing, right? Like how the concept of auditing evolved, right? How auditing started. So according to the author, what does it say? What are the personal qualities that should be there in the auditor? Tact, caution, firmness, good temper, which is a problem with the current generation. Good temper, integrity, discretion, industry, hard working, industrious, judgment, patience, clear-headedness, and reliability. So in short, all those personal qualities that go to the making of a good business person contribute to the making of a good auditor. So if you are a good business person, that means you are a good auditor. For you to be a good auditor, you should be a good business person. Are you understanding that? These are the personal qualities. What are the personal qualities? Tact, caution, firmness, good temper, integrity, discretion, independence, judgment, patience, clear-headedness, and the reliability. Okay. Now, how they can make your life interesting in the MCQ? You know, when MCQ was not there, one dimension of the study was not required. Now, with the coming of the MCQ, there could be a question in the exam. Okay, which of the following is not a personal quality required by the auditor? Right? Which of the following is not a personal quality which is required of the auditor? And then they talk about the tact, right? The caution, right? Then the clear-headedness, right? And then they talk about the reasonable care and skill. Now, right now, it is very clear to you that I have mentioned to you that personal qualities are what? Which are given over there by the author? Tact, caution, and the clear-headedness. So, reasonable care and skill does not come under the personal quality, rather reasonable care and skill comes under the ethical requirements including the independence. It comes under the ethical requirements including the independence. Okay, right. Or they could just add over there tact, caution, firmness, honesty. Now though honesty is a requirement, but is it there in this list of personal qualities given over there? No, it is not there in the list of the personal qualities given over here. Right. So one, what should the chartered accountant have? What qualities? Personal qualities. Then in the personal qualities we have these two more points over there. These two more points are what? Integrity, objectivity, and independence, and the reasonable care and skill. So these 2 points are coming from my ethical requirements including independence. So integrity, objectivity, are you able to follow what I am talking about? And the independence. Right? And what is the second point over there? Reasonable care and skill. Reasonable care and skill. So what are the ethical requirements we had studied? Yes, what are the ethical integrity, objectivity, professional competence and due care, confidentiality and professional behavior. So out of that we are talking about integrity, objectivity, professional competence and the due care, the reasonable care and the skill. And also in addition to that we have the requirement of the independence. So you have integrity, objectivity and the independence and the reasonable care and skill. He must be honest. He must not certify what he does not believe to be true, and must take reasonable care and skill before he believes that what he certifies is true. Right? That is, he should exercise reasonable care and skill. And so we are talking about the personal qualities. What are the personal qualities? The qualities of a good businessman. The qualities of a good businessman. That is point number 1. What is point number 2? Integrity, objectivity, and the independence. What is point number 3? Reasonable care and skill. Then what is the next point over there? Professional qualities, the professional training and education. So now personal qualities over. Now we are talking about the professional qualities. What are the professional qualities? The professional training and the education. He must pursue an intensive program of theoretical education in subjects like financial and management accounting, general management, business and corporate law, computer and information system, taxation and economic. In simple words, he should clear the CA exams. He must pursue an intensive program of theoretical education. So he must clear all the 3 levels of the CA exam. And both practical training, that means he should complete 3 years of articleship. That is the professional quality. And theoretical education are equally necessary for the development of professional competence of an auditor for undertaking any kind of the audit assignment, right? So these are your professional qualities. What are the professional qualities? The professional training and the education. So you're writing of the exams and you're doing of the articleship. Is it clear to all of you? Is it clear to all of you? Professional training and the education. And last it says, what is the quality of an auditor? He should have some knowledge. What all knowledge he should have? He should have knowledge of the laws. He should have knowledge of the accounting. Obviously, without that, how you can do the audit? Like I told you today, management, they need to know only accounting standards. But auditor, he should know auditing standards also and accounting standards also. So you should have exhaustive knowledge of the accounting and you should also have knowledge of the client's business. Okay, a good auditor is an auditor who understands his client's business well. You understand? You are doing the audit of Zomato or you are doing the audit of Ola and you don't understand the revenue model of Zomato or you don't understand the revenue model or the expenses of Ola, Uber or so. You are not at all a good auditor. A good auditor is a person who has good knowledge of the client business. Right? So if you're doing the audit of a telecom company, then you should be having good knowledge of the telecom business. If you're doing the audit of a food and beverage industry, then you should be having good knowledge of that particular industry. Say you're doing the audit of a jewelry business, then you should be having good knowledge of that particular client, of that particular industry, of that particular entity. Right? That is a quality of an auditor. Rather, the big fours, right? I hope all of you know the 4 big fours over there, right? We have the PwC, PricewaterhouseCoopers, EY, then the KPMG, and then the Deloitte, yes, and the Deloitte. Right. So now what does it say? Yes, these particular big fours, what do? They focus on obtaining the knowledge of the client's business. What is KOC? Not only the big fours, any firm for that matter. Whenever any firm has to do the audit of a company, what do they focus on? They focus on obtaining the knowledge of the client's business, right? They focus on obtaining the knowledge of the client's business. Okay, right. So now we finished talking over here about the qualities of an auditor. What are the qualities of an auditor? Personal qualities. What are the personal qualities? Yes, tact, caution, firmness, good temper, integrity, discretion, industry, judgment, patience, clear-headedness and reliability. Right? All those qualities that go into the making of a good business person also go into the making of a good auditor. Then after that, integrity, objectivity and the independence. And then after that, reasonable care and skill. Then professional qualities, that is professional training and the education. And then you have knowledge of laws, knowledge of client's business and the exhaustive knowledge of the accounting. Knowledge of law, knowledge of the accounting and knowledge of the client's business. Is it clear to all of you? Okay, so those are the qualities of an auditor. Now, right, so the list which I prepared, to that list which we have studied today, can I now add over here the qualities of an auditor? Right, the qualities of an auditor. Okay, right. Now let's take an example of a situation. Are you all listening to me? Right, let's take an example of a situation of that a 2-year-old child, 2-3-year-old child is watching cricket for the first time in their life. TV, screen, 42-inch screen TV, and first time this small child is watching, the cricket. And now you are a die-hard cricket fan. Like for you, cricket is religion, something like that, or football, or whichever be the sport. I'm just taking example of cricket. Okay, and now you're so engrossed in the game, and you're making all the technical comments and everything. And now say that's your nephew or niece, who is 2-3-year-old or something. Okay, and now you say, oh, over. Okay, so now the small child has learnt over a period of time. No, over means something is finished. And now you say over. Like today I told you, I am very happy that you're not that bad. When I say entry, it is not entry. It is entry in the books of account, journal entry, what we are talking about over there. So now the small child, what happens over there? You say over. So child also says over, finish. You say no. In cricket, that is not over. In cricket, when 6 balls have been put, that means it is 1 over. So then the child says, okay, now I understand. 6 balls means 1 over there. Then after that, umpire, sometimes he goes for the DRS, the decision review system. They go for the third umpire. So again, that small child is wondering, why this uncle is drawing square like this? Why this uncle is drawing square like this? So then again you tell, no, he's not able to form an opinion, so he is asking the third umpire opinion. Then after some time you say boundary, hat trick. He says, what boundary? Where? India, Pakistan boundary. Where boundary? What boundary are you talking about? So you say, in cricket, when it's a 4, then it's a boundary. Now see, for you, it is so obvious. The moment I say boundary, it has to be 4 runs in cricket. You understand? No. If I say wicket or if I say LBW, you run out. You immediately get the terms. If I say golden duck, if I say maiden over, I hope you know these terms very, I know 100% you know it. Okay, so you immediately come to know about what I'm talking about. Just imagine, had you not known these terms, like that 2-year-old child sitting next to you doesn't know these terms, can he enjoy watching the game of cricket? Can he understand? Can he make any sense out of the game over there? No, because he doesn't know the terminology related to the game. Are you understanding? What is the terminology related to the game? Run, over, wicket, boundary, hat trick. Are you understanding? That's the terminology related to cricket. Only when you know the terminology related to cricket, you can talk about cricket, you can understand cricket. Similarly, only when you know this terminology regarding audit, you can understand audit and you can write about audit. You don't know what is reasonable assurance. You don't know what is applicable financial reporting framework. You don't know what is material misstatement. What will you understand? You will not understand anything. You say independence. Yes, independence of the auditor. Do you need to know what is meant by independence of the auditor? Yes, you have to know what is meant by the independence of the auditor. Is it clear to all of you? Terminology, vocabulary, I talked about it today. Okay, why very important in audit for you to maintain or develop the correct vocabulary of the subject over there? Okay, right. So this is what we have discussed so far. Okay, so again, I think I have a video for the qualities of an auditor. So we'll just...
Hey, am I appearing as a good businessman?
Yes, of course you are.
As I'm a chartered accountant. Now I have satisfied one quality of auditor.
Yes, but there are few more qualities that you have to satisfy. You should have integrity, objectivity, and you must be independent in both mind and appearance. You must possess good knowledge of laws. You must have professional training and education. You should equip to understand client business. You must have exhaustive knowledge of accounting. You must be honest and have reasonable care and skill.
Okay, right. So qualities of an auditor. What does it start with saying?
Hey, am I appearing as
a good businessman?
Yes, of course you are.
Of course you are.
As I'm a chartered accountant. Now I have satisfied one quality of
an auditor.
Yes,
Businessman.
but there are few more qualities that you have to satisfy. You should have integrity, objectivity, and you must be independent in both mind and appearance.
Independence in mind and appearance. You understand?
You must have professional training and education. You should equip to understand client business. You must have exhaustive knowledge of accounting. You must be honest and have reasonable care and skill.
Okay, right. Yeah. But professional knowledge and training, you have undergone the CA course. But like say if you have to do the audit, like when I was mentioning about the big fours over there, like when I was mentioning about the big fours over there, like they have industry specific partners. There are partners say in EY, Ernst and Young, who only do the audit of the banking companies. There are auditors who are only doing the audit of the telecommunication companies. There are auditors who only do the audit of the software companies. Are you understanding that? Because you need to have knowledge of that particular business also. Like, yeah, industry specific knowledge is also very much required, right? So just because you've cleared your CA exams, not necessary that you'll be having the entire knowledge. Yes, you need to further develop, attain and maintain the knowledge. That is why that wording is very nice. Attain and maintain. Attain and maintain the knowledge. Okay. Right. Yes, everyone. Now let's come to the further concept. 3 more topics over there. 1, the principal aspects to be covered in an audit, also referred to as the overall audit approach. Right, the principal aspects to be covered in an audit, also referred to as the overall audit approach. Another small question after that, which is regarding the types of audit, and then one more question after that, which is regarding the relationship of auditing with other disciplines. Right, relationship of auditing with the other disciplines. Okay. Yes, everyone. What time did you start talking in the morning? Yes? How many pages have you written? Anyways, you do what you want. I will also do what I want. I want to teach, so I will teach. Okay. Right. Tell me, how many pages have you written since morning? Oh my God. 9 pages.
40.
How come everybody has written 9 pages only? 7 pages.
40.
40. 40. 40. 14. How many of you have not written a single word? Put your friends hand up. 13 pages. Reasonable. Reasonable. 11. Reasonable. High level but not absolute assurance. Yes. Who has not written a single word in the class today? Are lift your friend's hand up, no? You've not written, no, anything? You've written how much? 2 pages? 5 pages? Back to back or one side? Okay. Right. So, you should be writing more paper. Oh, you've got a pen box only. Show me, I'll show it to the class. See? Stationery. Today stationery shop sales will increase. Nice, no? No? You say, ma'am, only one pen I will use, blue color. So dull, so boring. Yes? You're all writing both groups? Yes, that's the spirit. Okay. Already over? Wow. Audit will also get over. Today, day 1 is over. 19 more days and audit is over. Don't worry. Yes? 20 days. 19 days more, I said. 19.
3-day class.
Sunday no class. Otherwise, tomorrow to full day audit, no? Tomorrow, yeah. Till 4, huh? After 4, like 6 hours, like 7 hours of audit tomorrow. Tomorrow no 10:30 to 1, no session. Okay, so tomorrow full-time audit is there. Okay. So tomorrow we'll finish with chapter 1, chapter 2 also almost done, basic concepts in auditing. We are very busy, busy people we are. You understand, no? what are you telling your friend? I am also interested to know. It's been such a long time that I have not sat on that side and come to know okay, what you talk about the faculty, how you comment and what all you say and everything. हाँ क्या बोलते हो तुम लोग? ऐसे मसाला एकदम मसाला बात करते हो ना एकदम ऐसे something very very cute. Oh, you're BCom, Shastra University. Business Communication, BCR, yeah. हाँ. हाँ? You can express an opinion. अच्छा. Did I tell you that I have given you time to talk? First, I need to monitor your talking. First thing which I need to do in the class. Yes. Yes. Huh. You should not know. That is independence in mind and independence of appearance. Yeah, but he should not use it for his own benefit also. He should not use it for his own benefit. Able to find the content, what we are discussing over here? Nice handwriting. Good presentation. Pronouncements means auditing standards. I'm teaching you. All 27 I will teach you. My God, that's technology. I need to show it in the class. You're using it in the class. Oh, I'll just show it. Is it okay? Acha, this example you've written on your own. Lifebuoy is 99%. Huh? See? Advantage of going in the class. Student is preparing course notes like this in the class. See, I took a round in the class, so I found out one student, such wonderful notes, managing to write in the what do you say, in the screen, and added an example on. Oh, sorry, I think it's locked, so you'll have to come to open this. You can just come and enter. You can just come and enter it. It says face doesn't match. Face doesn't match.
There's a sensor when I keep this backside, it will lock.
Oh, it will automatically open. No issues. Yes. So anyways, where is that life boy example? Where I saw it? Right. So, I explained to you what is reasonable assurance. It is a high level of assurance, but not an absolute assurance. Right. So, the student has written over here, high level, what is reasonable assurance? Reasonable spelling is wrong. Okay. Right. So, what is reasonable assurance? Oh, yeah. Wait, if I do like this, I think I need to make it stand here too. I'm so sorry to bother you.
There's a sensor if you got it.
Yeah, so it says high level of assurance but not absolute. This is what I explained to you, and I told you it is like, you give a 99% assurance but not a 100% assurance. So the student has written Lifebuoy soap kills 99.99% of the germs but not 100%. Okay. Likewise, don't write this in exam, huh? Likewise, but this is a very nice example. I'm very impressed. Okay, auditor can give only reasonable assurance because immaterial things. Now, things and all, if you write now, it doesn't look technical vocabulary. Immaterial things, no. Immaterial fraud and error. Immaterial misstatement. That is what you can say. Cannot expect it to be accurate. Okay. Then TC, those charged with governance. I will end up doing audit of this only. Now what did I teach you? Those charged with governance. You have written those charged with government. ऐसा हो जाता है. You understand Hindi? हाँ ऐसा हो जाता है. But मतलब नहीं ऐसे बड़े-बड़े सब्जेक्ट में है ना ऐसा होता है. So that means what? You need to be more attentive. You need to be more careful in the class. Right? So inherent limitations. I hope you are able to see it. Okay, wonderful. Right. So see, there is always an advantage, like I just, one student I found book only one page written, but said that I attended only after the break, so, but limitation is not an excuse. We studied, no? Limitation is not an excuse. We studied, no? Where did we study? Limitation is not an NNOT. Limitation is not an excuse. Where we studied? Yes, timeliness. So I ask you any number of times, why your confidence should shake? Timeliness of financial reporting and the balance between the benefit and the cost. Okay, right. Everyone, my very dear students, let us now come to the next discussion, which is regarding the principal aspects to be covered in an audit, also referred to as the overall audit approach, right? So in the exam, what is another important thing? Okay, like today we've had so much of enlightenment about our study of the subject. So now, like if you see this question, overall audit approach, are you there? Right, so what is the question? I'm reading all the questions for you. 3 times question has been asked in the exams and 2 times in the RTP. State the principal aspects which the statutory auditor should look into before framing an opinion on finalization of audit of accounts. Or another question, GST and company, a firm of chartered accountants, has been appointed to audit the account of XYZ. The partner wanted to cover principal aspects while conducting its audit, advice on those principal aspects. Or state the matters which the auditor should look into before framing an opinion on the accounts or finalization of audit of accounts. Discuss the overall audit approach. Or SWM is a proprietorship firm engaged in the manufacturing of different kind of yarns. It sells its finished products both in the domestic as well as in the international market. The company is making total turnover of 30 crore. It has also availed cash credit limit of 3 crore from Dena Bank. In the year 1819, proprietor of the firm is worried about the financial position of the company and is under the impression that since he is out of India, therefore firm might not run well. He approaches an internal auditor about as to what would be covered in an audit. Advice regarding the principal aspects to be covered in getting the accounts audited. So had they not written this entire story also, it would have been okay. You understand, no? Had this entire story not been written also, it would have been okay. Had they just written the last line also, it would have been enough. Advice regarding the principal aspects to be covered in getting the accounts audited. Because what is one crude reality? Yes, because what is one crude reality? Like, you know, I will discuss with you right now what are the principal aspects to be covered in an audit. After I discuss this with you, you will come to know, okay, these are the principal aspects to be covered in an audit. In the exam, there is a question which has come. Okay, discuss what is the overall audit approach. And then you say, oh my God, this is out of syllabus. What do I know what is overall audit approach? But you should have at least seen the question bank once, that even when they ask overall audit approach, what do they mean is the principal aspects to be covered in an audit. Are you understanding that? So whether they say ethical requirements, today I gave you two headings, no? Ethical requirements, or they can also ask you as the fundamental principles. So whether they ask me ethical requirements or they ask me the fundamental principles, I have to write down the same content: integrity, objectivity, PCDC, confidentiality, and the professional behavior. Are you able to follow? Many students, they know all the points, all the answers. They know all the questions, but they don't know which question, which answer. They know all the states of India, they know the capital of all the state, but they don't know which state, which capital. You know, these are all the states of India, these are all the capitals of the different state of India, but which state, which capital, that they don't know. Right? So similarly for you, see, I could have simply put a one line over there, and unnecessarily, like the total number of pages of the book is 419. In that, all of this content has been included, all your correct, incorrect, and all of that. Right? I could have simply just put a one line question over there. State the first question, state the principal aspects which the auditor should consider while forming an opinion on finalization of accounts. But why I have kept these optional 3 questions also over there? For you to able to identify, okay, what type of question is coming in the exam. Are you understanding that? So that you are able to identify regarding what are the varieties of the question. Like you see over here, I told you today regarding the inherent limitations of an audit also. Okay, what are the type of questions coming in the exam? Is it clear to all of you? Right, we'll do one more question of completely balanced. Okay, this is a study material question. While auditing the books of account of Completely Balanced Limited for 2021, the auditor observed that following transactions were not recorded in the financial statements, even though they were recorded in the books of accounts. So they were recorded in the books of account, but they were not recorded in the financial statements. Are you understanding that? The equipment amounting to 40,000, trade receivable of 29,000, trade payable of 22,000, repairs and maintenance of 56,000, other income of 94,000. So equipment and trade receivable is your asset, trade payable is your liability, repairs and maintenance is your expense, and other income is your income. Right? So income, expense, asset, liability. Income, expense, asset, liability. Every amount mentioned above was of material in nature. Comment on the true and fair view as depicted by the financial statements of the above mentioned company. What does it say? According to the auditor, the financial statements of Completely Balanced for the financial year 2021 do not present a true and fair view. Do not present. Generally what we say, they give a true and fair view. Here what we are saying, they do not give a true and fair view, because certain material transactions relating to Liabilities, income, assets and expenses were not recorded in the financial statements, and the actual position as depicted in the books of account is that same position was not presented in the financial statements of the company. So what is shown in the books of account has not been shown in the financial statements of the company. Is it clear to all of you? Okay, right. So now anyways, coming to this question. So do you understand why you should be knowing, okay, if this is the topic which I am discussing, what type of a question could be framed for this particular topic? What type of a question could be coming? Where I need to write what? Okay, so now we come to the heading of the principal aspects to be covered in an audit, also referred to as the overall audit approach. Also referred to as the overall audit approach. Okay, right. So now, say very simple example. Nowadays, actually, this example is also becoming outdated, or would become outdated now, completely outdated only in some time. Like withdrawing money from an ATM. Right now, you still withdraw money from the ATM occasionally. Otherwise, everywhere that QR code. After some time, QR code will also become dinosaur. And frequently dinosaurs are created. You know, it keeps on getting outdated. Like, you know, when, like, I think probably you were born or not born that time, I don't know. But when coffee culture came into India, that time it started with CCD. You know, Cafe Coffee Day. Okay, you would have seen it in your childhood? No, Cafe Coffee Day. And then after that came Barista. Okay, then after that, or along the same time came Barista. Then few years back, not few, around a decade back or something, Starbucks came. You understand? And now what is the latest talk of the town? You don't know? You're not updated after Starbucks? First CCD was there. Which chai wala? कुछ भी बोलते हो. CCD was there, then Barista, then Starbucks. Are they there till today also? They are there. But today, nowadays, it is Tim Hortons, which is opening everywhere. TIM and then HORTONS. I don't know whether it is opened in your city, but yeah, if you see it at the airports and everywhere, you see Tim Hortons coffee also, which is more popular. So anyways, what I want to tell you is that it undergoes a change over a period of time. There is new trends which keep on coming over there, right? So here what we are talking about, I told you like the ATM withdrawal. Like once upon a time when you had to withdraw the money, you had to go to the bank, fill the withdrawal slip. Today also you can do that. It's not that today you can't do that. You go withdraw, fill the withdrawal slip, get the money withdrawn from the bank. Another option you have, you go to the ATM and you withdraw the money. Third thing, no need to withdraw the money at all. Directly through UPI code, QR code, UPI payment, they make the payment from one party to another party without actually involving the physical movement of the cash. Are you understanding that? Okay, right. So anyways, if I take the example of withdrawal of money from the ATM, right? So you go, again, 100% I know you can visualize the situation. You go to the ATM, you take out your wallet, you take out your debit card over there, and then after that you put it into the machine, and then says, please, you know, your card is being checked or something. And then after that it says, please enter the PIN. Right, so once you enter the PIN, then after that it asks you what would you like to do. So then it says whether you want an account statement, mini statement, balance inquiry or what, right? Or you want to withdraw money. So you say cash withdrawal. Then it says which type of account you have, current or the savings account. So you click on savings account. Then it says what is the amount which you would like to withdraw. Then it says you should put 500 denomination or 1,000, 2,000 denomination or so. And then say you want to withdraw 2,000 rupees. And then you say enter. And then it says please wait while your transaction is being processed, and then the machine makes a particular sound. Can you make that sound? When the ATM is processing your transaction, it makes a sound. What sound it makes? No sound? Ah, somebody made it well, okay. Right, so that type of... right, so it is some sound is created by the machine. Okay, and then by the time that 2,000 rupees, so now you're waiting in front of the ATM, no? Okay, the money will come in your hand and you've kept your wallet ready. Okay, the money comes and then you put it in your wallet and then you will go, you know, take your card and go from the ATM. Before, you know, please wait while your transaction is being processed. In that much time itself, you get a message on your phone. What message you get on your phone? your your account has been debited by 2,000 rupees and the available balance available balance in your account is so much. Are you understanding that? Okay, right. So now, does it ensure that the person whose debit card or who has the bank account, only that person is withdrawing the money? Right? Does it ensure that if you only enter the correct PIN, only then you are able to withdraw the money? Right? If you enter without entering the correct PIN also, can you withdraw the money? No, you have to enter the correct PIN, the code number over there, only then you can withdraw the money. Say you have only 500 rupees in your account, can you withdraw 2,000 rupees? You have only 500 rupees in your account. Can you withdraw 2,000 rupees? Will the ATM allow that? No, it will not allow you to withdraw the 2,000 rupees if you have 500 rupees in your account over there. Okay, so these are all the internal controls which are there internally. Later on, we have a separate chapter on risk assessment and internal control. But right now, do you understand the term internal control? Controls which are built internally, inbuilt controls, that is internal control. And then the moment you withdraw 2,000, you get a debit message on your phone that your account has been debited by 2,000 rupees. Okay, does anybody, is there a security guard standing at the ATM? Okay, does the moment you withdraw 2,000, does that security guard go running to the bank and tells the bank, oh, that person, he withdraw 2,000 rupees, fast debit entry, fast debit entry, fast debit entry. Everybody in the world will be running here and there. If somebody has to, like that, go from one place to another. So obviously the accounting system is also automated. You understand? And nowadays, in most of the organization, the internal control system and the accounting system, they are integrated. You understand? No? Like on Myntra. Arey, listen to me. Okay, like on Myntra, if I select some particular products and I add it to the cart, and then after that it says place your order. So you can select the items. Now I had added those items to my cart, say 7 days back. And today I decide I will place the order. What happened? 7 days back those products were available, but today some of the products are out of stock. So what does it say? Few of the items which you've selected are out of stock. And so will it remove those items over there? Yes. So what is that? That is internal control. And then after that, when I place an order with Myntra, say of 4,000 rupees, then what does it say? Will an accounting entry be passed by Myntra for revenue recognition? Yes. Then after that, I refund 600 rupees ka goods. I return that much of goods. Will I get that much of refund from Myntra? Yes. So will they pass an accounting entry for that? Yes. So do they have an internal control system? Yes. Do they also have an accounting system? Yes. So now, as an auditor, when you have to do an audit, what is the principal aspect to be covered in an audit? You need to first understand the accounting system and the internal control system. Right? Principal aspects to be covered in an audit. Your overall audit approach. What is the point number 1 in your overall audit approach? You have to understand two systems at the client place. The internal control system and the accounting system. Then you also need, today we talk about SOPs. What do you mean by SOPs? Standard operating procedures, right? So now you have to understand the systems and procedures which are operating at your client place. Whichever entity you are doing the audit, you have to understand how they record purchases, how they record sales, how they process salary, how they calculate depreciation. You have to understand the systems and procedures. Yes, everyone, I am discussing with you the principal aspects to be covered in an audit, the overall audit approach. What is point number 1 and 2? You need to understand the accounting system and the internal control system, and you need to understand the systems and procedures. Okay, then after that, what is the next point it says over there? That you need to check whether there is the proper distinction between the capital and revenue expenditure. capital revenue expenditure, whether there is proper distinction. Then you also need to check the comparison, the mathematical accuracy of the books of account, the arithmetical accuracy of the books of account, and you also need to do the comparison with the underlying records. You also need to do the comparison with the underlying records. Okay, right? So these are the next 3 points. Now, capital revenue distinction, right? Now, say company, it started using a new software. So for using of this new software, do they need to give training to their employees? Do they need to give training to their employees? Yes. So they incur training expenditure for their employees. How much training expenditure they incurred? 5 crore. And what they did, this 5 crore training expenditure of employees, they capitalized. It is an investment.
Training to their employees because the employees will in turn work.
This is exactly what it is not. It's It's a sunk cost. It's an incurred expenditure. So it cannot be capitalized. It cannot be capitalized. It has to be charged to the profit and loss account. Okay. Or company purchased a building of 2 crore. Or company purchased a building of 2 crore. An entire building of 2 crore, they charged it to profit and loss account. Entire building of 2 crore, 1 year only, straight away, charged it to profit and loss account. Will the financial statements give a true and fair view? No. Training expenses you capitalize. Will the financial statements give a true and fair view? No. So there has to be proper distinction between the capital and the revenue expenditures. Are you understanding that? Okay. Right. Then mathematical accuracy. That is the arithmetical accuracy of the books of account. Like today I gave you an example, 1 lakh into 20%, 20,000. And arithmetical accuracy, that is not the only checking. That is one of the checking which you need to do. Right? Then comparison with the underlying records. Like what did we say today? Financial statements are prepared on the basis of the schedule. Schedules are prepared on the basis of the trial balance. Trial balance on the basis of the ledger. And ledger on the books of the prime entry. And books of prime entry on the basis of the voucher. Are you understanding that? Okay. So like say, let us create an example over here. See carefully. Okay, let us say just create an example over here. Say this is the balance sheet, this is the schedule, this is the trial balance, and say this is the ledger. Right? Say just for numbering sake, I call this document as BS1, this as S1, this as trial balance 1, this as L1, ledger 1, just an example. And in balance sheet, say this is the inventory of 200 crore. So in the schedule also there should be inventory of 200 crore. In the trial balance also there should be inventory of 200 crore. And then the ledger also inventory balance should be 200 crore. Now in the ledger, from the ledger, did everybody understand so far? Balance sheet, schedule, trial balance, ledger? Okay. Now from the ledger, where is the number going to? It is going to the trial balance. So outgoing references, we give them on the right hand side. So where is the number going to? TB1, trial balance 1. In the trial balance, from where is it coming? It is coming from L1. What is L1? Incoming reference. Always remember, incoming references are given on the left hand side and outgoing references are given on the right hand side. Right. From the trial balance, where it is going to the schedule. What is schedule? S1. Right. In the schedule, from where it is coming from the TB1. From the schedule where it is going to the balance sheet 1. And in the balance sheet where it is coming from the S1. Are you understanding that? From where it is coming from the S1. And from here it is not going anywhere. Not going anywhere, no, from here. Okay, now, nowadays you don't need to do this manually. Nowadays, Tally, you pass one accounting entry directly till the balance sheet, everything gets updated. You understand? But what does that mean? Like I told you, some company management, if you tell them that you need to prepare financial statements and then you say, okay, I will give you books of account. They say, no, we don't require books of account to prepare financial statements. You just tell me the profit and the taxes. Right? So will such accounts give a true and fair view? No, they should be in line agreement with the books of account of the company. So one of the aspect of the audit is what? Comparison with the underlying records. One of the requirement of company law in the additional reporting requirement of the auditor is whether balance sheet and profit and loss account, are they in agreement with the books of account? You know, company law, one of the additional reporting responsibility on the auditor is what? Whether balance sheet and profit and loss account, are they in agreement with the books of account? Should not happen as per books of account inventory is 200 crore, whereas in the balance sheet inventory is seen as 300 crore. Will it give a true and fair view? No. So what does it say? Whether balance sheet and profit and loss account, are they in agreement with the books of account, right? So if I come to this Reliance Industries report over here, and if I just come to one of the other legal regulatory requirement, what does it say? The balance sheet, the statement of profit and loss account of the company, the cash flow statement are in agreement with the books of account. What does it say? The balance sheet, the cash flow statement, the profit and loss account of the company. Are you seeing that? Including the statement of the OCI and the cash flow statement and statement of changes in equity are in agreement with the books of accounts. So financial statements are in agreement with the books of account. That means what you're doing comparison with the underlying records. That means you're doing comparison with the underlying records. Okay, right. What are the first two items, what are the first two, elements of the financial statements? Balance sheet and profit and loss, and a statement of profit and loss. In the balance sheet, what do we have? In the balance sheet, we have all the assets and the liabilities, right? We have the assets and the liabilities. And in the profit and loss account, we have all the income and expense. We have all the transactions, and we have all the transactions. In the transaction could be of income or it could be of the expense. Are you understanding that? Okay, right. So now balance sheet items. I told you, every day you can prepare a balance sheet as at, right? So balance sheet items, what we do, we verify. So what we talk about is the verification of the assets and the liabilities. Verification of the assets and the verification of the liabilities. Verification of the assets and the liabilities, and also checking the validity of the transactions. Validity of the transactions means I'm talking about the profit and loss account. That means balance sheet, and this is P&L. Are you understanding this? Right, what is the heading that we are discussing? Principal aspects to be covered in an audit, the overall audit approach. What are first 2 points? Accounting system and internal control system, systems and procedures. Then capital revenue distinction, mathematical accuracy, comparison with underlying records. Then verification and validity, transactions and assets and liabilities. Is it clear to all of you? Right, then as a part of your audit, what is the heading that I am discussing? What is the heading? Principal aspects to be covered in an audit, the overall audit approach. What does it say? As a part of your audit, you also need to check the compliance with the statutory requirements. Like, give me a good answer to my question. Give me a good answer to my question. Okay, will the financial statements of a company be considered to be giving a true and fair view if they are not in compliance with the applicable laws and regulations? Will they give true and fair view if they are not in compliance with the laws and regulations? No, they cannot give a true and fair view. For them to give a true and fair view, they have to be in compliance with the laws and regulations. Are you understanding that? So as a part of my audit, what is one of the aspects I need to comply with the audit? Compliance with the statutory requirements, right? Compliance with the statutory requirements. And then as an auditor, I need to report on the true and fair view of the state of affairs and the operational results of the entity. And this reporting, I have to do it to the appropriate authority. Generally, in case of a company, we report on the true and fair view to the shareholders. Generally, in case of a company, we report on the true and fair view to the shareholders. Are you understanding that? What is this question? The principal aspects to be covered in an audit, the overall audit approach. Right? So what are the points to be covered in the overall audit approach? 2, 3, 2, 3. Right? What is the 2-3 over there? What are the first 2 points? Accounting system and internal control system, systems and procedures. Next 3 points, capital revenue distinction, mathematical accuracy and comparison with the underlying records. Then verification of assets and liabilities, validity of the transactions, and then compliance with the statutory requirements, true and fair view, and the reporting requirements. Is it clear to all of you? The principal aspects to be covered in an audit, also referred to as the overall audit approach. Okay. Then we have one more small discussion over there, which is regarding the types of audit. So we are going to be studying a lot of types of audit, but here, you have to respect what is there in the syllabus and cover all what is there in the syllabus. So here they have given 2 types of audit. One, audits which are required under law. And second, they are talking about the voluntary audit, where there is no legal requirement for getting an audit done. Right? So everybody, we have finished discussing the principal aspects to be covered in an audit. We have finished with the overall audit approach. Now we are talking about the types of audit. And types of audit have been divided under 2 types. What are the 2 types? Audits required under law and audits which are not required under law. Which is voluntary, which is not required by any law. Are you understanding that? Right. So voluntary, where there is no legal requirement for getting an audit done. But voluntarily, can you get an audit done? Yes, in case of the sole proprietor. Is there a legal requirement to get an audit done? No. But voluntarily, can they get an audit done? Yes. Then partnership firm. Is there a legal requirement to get an audit done? No. But voluntarily, can they get an audit done? Yes. Then Hindu undivided family, HUF. Right? So no legal requirement, but voluntarily they say, no, we want to get our statements audited. So then get it audited, no problem. That is voluntary audit. You understand? An audit required under law. That means in case if you are a company. And a company also, in case if you are a banking company, then as per the banking regulation law, you need to get an audit done. Right? In case if you're an insurance company, as per the insurance law, you need to get an audit done, IRDA. Right? In case if you're an electricity supply company, as per the electricity supply law, you need to get the audit done. If you're a corporation which has been established under an act of parliament, then the corporation audit need to be done. If you're a trust, sections of the Income Tax Act, which also requires the trust audit to be done. Right? Then there might be an audit which may be required under the income tax law. The tax audit, right? Or there could be an audit required under the GST law, right? Income tax laws or the GST law, that is GST audit. Right now not there, but yeah, these are, we are not, we are just talking about the varieties of the audits over here. So 2 simple varieties over there, audits which are required under law and those which are not required under law. Not required under law means these are the voluntary audits, and required under law means it's a requirement of the law. You don't have an option whether I should get an audit done or not get an audit done. Right? Which are the voluntary audits? Sole proprietorship, partnership firm, HUF, where there is no legal requirement, but because there are so many advantages of an audit. Do you remember the advantages of audit? Do you remember the advantages of the audit? What were the advantages? Reliability of financial statements, safeguards financial interest, moral check on employees, books of account, wastages and losses, review of operations, settlement of accounts, settlement of trade disputes, then taxes and loans, and the government support. And so because of the advantages of the audit, voluntarily they may get an audit done, but they don't have a legal requirement to get an audit done. And audits required under law, what does it say? These are the audits which are required under the law. Is it clear to all of you? Very easy concept over there. And then we have this one more heading to be discussed over there, which is regarding the relationship of auditing with the other disciplines. The relationship of the auditing with the other disciplines. Other disciplines means other subjects. Okay, right? Relationship of auditing with other disciplines. Other disciplines means other subjects. Okay, so CA foundation, what all subjects did you have? Accounts, okay. Law and BCR, okay, highlighted. Maths, mathematics, okay. Statistics, okay. Logical reasoning, that comes in statistics, no? Economics. Okay. Then BCK, business commercial knowledge. BCR, business communication and reporting. Finish foundation syllabus, foundation papers cover, inter accounts, again repeat. Advanced accounts, repeat. Okay, what's accounts only? Taxation, okay, tax is there. So, but tax is also a type of a law only. So, direct and indirect tax laws, okay? Corporate law also covered here. Costing, costing is new. So costing is wherein you understand how the raw material, work in progress, finished goods. So for that you need to understand the production of the company, right? The production, the business process, the production process of the company. Right, that's it. Inter, you don't even know all that. EISSM. Audit के साथ तो relationship we are discussing. No, so what you are telling audit? Right, so what you said, EISSM. So EISSM is nothing but your data processing. It is nothing but your data processing. Then what did you say? FM. So financial management, working capital management, ratio analysis and all of that. Right. Economics is already there. Okay, right. So see over here, what is the heading that we need to discuss? Relationship of auditing with the other disciplines. What are the other disciplines that they are talking about over there? The relationship of auditing with the other disciplines. Relationship of auditing with accounting. Relationship of auditing with law, with economics. Then after that, leave the next one. Next one is what? Statistics and mathematics. Then data processing, financial management, production, and then one extra one, discipline, relationship of auditing with behavioral science. Right? Behavioral science. What is behavioral science? Understanding human behavior. Psychology. Understanding human behavior. That is the behavioral science. Headings are simple. You understand? Heading, your full syllabus CA course is the relationship of auditing with other disciplines. So what all? Full CA syllabus except for behavioral science which gets added over there. Are you getting that? Auditing and accounting, auditing and law, auditing and mathematics and statistics, auditing and economics, auditing and production, auditing and data processing, auditing and financial management, and then auditing and the behavioral science. Okay, let us have a look at the question bank. What does the question bank say? 1. Yes? What is the relationship between auditing and accounting? Relationship between auditing and law? Relation between auditing and economics? Relationship between auditing and behavioral science, right? So wholesale or retail? Wholesale or retail? Right? Retail question have been asked over there in the exams. Okay, right. We'll finish with this discussion. Okay, right. Relationship of auditing with the other disciplines. Okay, auditing and accounting, auditing and law, auditing and mathematics and statistics, auditing and economics, auditing and data production, auditing and data processing, auditing and financial management, auditing and behavioral science. Okay, now for each one of them you need to tell me, is there any link between the two? Okay, if I am an auditor, is it any need for me to know about accounting? Is there any link between auditing and accounting? That is what you have to explain. Relationship of auditing with other disciplines. Is there any link between audit and accounts? We do audit of the accounts only. Rather, it is so said that auditing begins where accounting ends. Once accounting is completed, then you start with the audit of those accounts. Are you understanding that? So we are talking about auditing and accountancy, right? So what does it say? Auditing begins where accountancy ends, right? Audit reviews the financial statements, but which are nothing but a result of the overall accounting process. As an auditor, should he have knowledge of the generally accepted principles of accounting? Yes, and in addition to that, he should also have knowledge of the day-to-day activities. Now, he should incorporate various other disciplines, and auditing is a logical concept, and everything done in audit must be bound by the rules of the logic, right? So logically, you need to check whether the accounting has been done correctly. So that is auditing and accounting. Then, as an auditor, is it important that the auditor should have the knowledge of the law? Yes, why? In order to check whether transactions have been properly entered into. Now, to check whether transactions have been properly entered into, you need to have good knowledge of the business laws. You should also have knowledge of the contract law, the Negotiable Instrument Act. You should also have the knowledge of the various taxation laws. In taxation law, you should have knowledge of the direct as well as the indirect tax laws. Are you understanding? What you want to check whether transactions have been properly entered. For that you need to have knowledge of the laws, not only the business laws but also the taxation laws. And in taxation laws you need to have knowledge of the direct and the indirect tax laws. Next one, auditing and economics. Okay, what does it say? In audit, when I am checking the purchase sale of a company, I am checking nothing but the economic activity of the company. And finally, all company purchase, sale, production, manufacturing put together, that is the, what you say, the GDP of the country. That is the profits and all the progress, the total revenue, profits or performance of the country. So it talks about the overall economic environment and also the economic activity for a particular entity. As an auditor, are you more concerned with microeconomics or macroeconomics? Right, you're more concerned with the microeconomics because you're talking about checking the activity of a particular entity. Right, but do you also need to have knowledge of the macroeconomics? Yes, you should also have the knowledge of the macroeconomics. So see, there are 4 points you need to remember in this one. One, auditor is expected to be familiar with the overall economic environment. He should also have the knowledge of the economic activity. Then he is more concerned with the microeconomics. However, he should also have knowledge of the macroeconomics. Are you able to understand what I am discussing with you? Okay, right. Then after auditing and economics, we have auditing and statistics and mathematics. Why statistics? Because in an audit, we go for the test checking, sampling. You understand? Say if population, you understand the term population in the context of sampling? Say if population is 100, we select 10 samples. In 10 samples, if say there are 2 errors, don't cross multiply. But what does it say? If in 10 samples there are 2 errors, in 100 there will be how much? Yes, not 20. You don't do extrapolation, you do the projection of the errors by a statistical method. Say it comes to 13. Now how it comes to 13 and all, that is statistical techniques. And a theory of probability. You've done in your maths, you know, red ball, green ball, yellow ball, and what is the probability of a red ball coming out and a green ball coming out and something, right? So what is that? It is, say, when you're doing the sampling in the audit, test check procedure, when you're using the statistical sampling, you need to make use of the statistics. And mathematics is nothing but checking the mathematical accuracy of the books of account. Like inventory, like I want to check the quantity of inventory into the rate of inventory, which will give me the price of the inventory. So when I check quantity into rate, what am I checking? I am checking the mathematical accuracy of the books of account. Is it clear to everyone? Right. And then data analytics, this term we see it in the chapter of the automated environment. Data analytics, that term we see it in the automated environment. So here we are talking about auditing and mathematics and statistics. Is it clear to all of you? Right. Then after that you have auditing and the data processing. What does it say? Today organizations are witnessing revolution. Now see, this content also they need to update. Now revolution hoke bhi time ho gaya. And it's been a time since when the revolution happened. Now we are talking about blockchain. We are talking about machine learning. We are talking about artificial intelligence. We are talking about chat GPT. And you tell the chat GPT that please, please write a poem regarding the sunset. And beautiful poem it writes, no? so nicely with rhyming words and everything. Or you say, please tell me about the freedom fight of India. And immediately, and please tell me about the freedom fight of India in 200 words. Exactly 200 words. Immediately, chat GPT generated. You understand? No, immediately generated over there. After a few days, videos will also be generated in the next versions of the chat GPT and all of that. Right? Yes, emails, right. Please draft a mail for, for me applying for a job to a ENY, example. Immediately it will draft your CV over there. And immediately it will draft your CV over there. Right, so that's chat GPT. So anyways, they are still revolution in the field of data processing. Now, okay, boss is always right. If boss says revolution in the field of data processing, to theek hai, revolution in the field of the data processing. Are you understanding? Then computers can document, record, collate means collect, allocate large quantity of data at a very high speed. Then programmed instructions given today. Programmed instruction, ATM withdrawal of money. That's an example of the ATM withdrawal of money. That is the example of the programmed instructions. And then nowadays, what does it say? CIS audit. What is CIS? Computerized Information System. What does CIS stand for? Computerized Information System audit is developing as a discipline in itself. Right. Then after that, after auditing and data processing, you have the auditing and the financial management. What type of problems have you, if FM you've not studied yet? Yes, what you have in FM? Working capital management, fund flow analysis, ratio analysis, capital budgeting, etc. Right, so one, you need to know the financial techniques, then you need to know about the financial institutions, and then you also need to know about the financial market. So what are the three things you need to know? Financial techniques, financial institutions, and then the financial market. Are you getting that? Then after that, you have the auditing and the production. What is the heading that we are discussing, everyone? Relationship of auditing with the other disciplines. Which disciplines have we discussed so far? Auditing and accounting, or auditing and law, auditing and statistics and mathematics, auditing and economics, auditing and data processing, auditing and the financial management. Now auditing and the production. What does it say? A good auditor is one who understands the client and their business functions. Right? So who is a good auditor? Who understands the client well, the client business processes and functions well. Right? So it says you need to understand the production process of the client regarding how the byproducts, joint products are being generated, knowledge of the production process, the costing system, and the terminology. Like, clients, they keep on saying, oh, inventory item 138, inventory item 138. Now you wonder, what is this 138? What is this 138? Everybody keeps on saying 138, 138, 138. Then you come to know, oh, one of the most important raw material required in the inventory manufacturing when the production process is item number 138. That is why everybody keeps on saying 138, 138, 138. You understand that? So you should understand the terminology related to the client business, right? So this is regarding the auditing and the production. And last but not the least, what does it say? Auditing and the behavioral science. What is behavioral science? Understanding of the human behavior. So knowledge of human behavior is very essential for an auditor to effectively discharge his duties. Right? So knowledge of the human behavior. When you're talking to the purchase manager or the sales manager of the company, sometimes when you talk to a person, your friend is telling, oh, we bought a new car, and then I went for a wedding. In that wedding, everybody was given a helicopter ride, and then we all were also. Then there were celebrities who had come to perform at the wedding. So what if this person is bluffing? And at that point only, unnecessarily just say, talking in the air, something like that only. Oh, now I'm going to register for company secretary also. Now I'm going to do CMA also. Then I'm thinking I'll do IAS also. Then I'm thinking MBA also. I'll go to London, and then I will do MBA from there and come. You say, come down. How much you will study? And where you are building castles in the air. You understand? No. But if another friend, another genius student tells you that, you know, I am planning to do company secretary and cost accountancy also. You'll say, this person can do it. No wonder that tomorrow I see 5 years down the line, I meet this person will have all the degrees with him. Right, so what is that? That's your knowledge of human behavior. You come to know this person is so casual. You come to know this person is so genuine and more so sincere about whatever they do. So when I'm doing an audit, I have to interact with a lot of people in the organization. Are you understanding that? When I'm doing an audit, I need to interact with a lot of people in the organization. And what does it say? As against the financial auditor, he is still dealing with figures. But the internal auditor, management auditor, they are dealing with the human beings rather than the financial figures. And now, yes, I had given you an example today that purchases are recorded by Mr. A and payments are recorded by Mr. B. Right? Purchases are recorded by Mr. A and payments are recorded by Mr. B. Okay, right. So now Mr. A and Mr. B, these are the people working in the organization. So, and these are the internal controls which are there in the organization. So personal means what? Staff. It is an element of the design of the internal control system in the organization. And obviously any internal control system cannot work. Any controls in the organization cannot work unless and until the people who are working in the organization are competent and honest. Unless and until the people working in the organization are competent and honest. So last 3 headings what I discussed with you were what? Principal aspects to be covered in an audit, the overall audit approach. Then we talked about the types of audit, and then we also talked about the relationship of the auditing with the other disciplines. Is it clear to all of you? Okay, right. Tomorrow we'll be completing with chapter 1, in which we will start our discussion regarding the independence of the auditor, also complete with the remaining part of essay 200. Right, there is a discussion on 299 which we will not do right now. We will keep it for a later point of time, and then we will come to the most important chapter over there, which is regarding the basic concepts in auditing. And in this basic concepts, basically there are 3 concepts which we need to talk about: audit, materiality, right, the audit risk, right, the audit risk, and the audit evidence. Right, so these are the 3 concepts which we need to discuss in the next chapter. Right, so my suggestion to you would be that whatever we have studied today, line by line read it. And whatever correct, incorrect and theory questions you see regarding the same, please go through it. And whatever we are going to study tomorrow, just have a quick look at it. Whatever we are going to study tomorrow, you can have a quick look. You can study from the study material. Absolutely fine. Right, so bye-bye. Have a great day.